Hello, welcome to Silverstone for the British Superkart Racing Club's pre-season test. I went along because I knew that Jade were bringing some really special developments and I wanted to get my eyes on them, do some video and a bit of a technical breakdown, which I do later in the video, but also because I really like superkarts and they're sort of the last bastion of technical development. They're not restricted by balance of performance and a myriad of technical regulations. They're quite open, so it's sort of the last true prototype class, and they're also really quick. But before we get onto some technical stuff, let's check out what happened to Jack Tritton. He's a young driver, he's got his own YouTube channel, please check it out, link below. His day ended a little bit early, and yeah, this is the story of that. What was the problem? Right, we're over with Jack Tritton at the moment because he retired in the last session in a ball of smoke, I hear. So, what happened, mate?
The spark plugs decided to just eat themselves, basically.
Right, let's have a look. Yeah. See if we can get that on camera. Lovely. Not the kind of thing you want in a Div 1. Where did it happen? What happened?
On the start straight, so it's been going really well. Kart was handling well, running well in straight line, and then just going down the start straight. Just felt a loss of power, and as soon as I did just clutch it. And as soon as I pulled the clutch in, it just cut straight out, and yeah, apparently there's a little bit of smoke.
Is this is his old man over here? He's as mad as Jack because you're a sidecar man.
Yeah, proper sport.
Proper sport. And what do you think? It's a cylinder, all right?
It looks it. It does just look the bottom of the plug has gone, but got to take it off to have a butcher's, ain't you? Got to make sure it's safe, So we'll see.
Fingers crossed. Let's hope it's not too bad. What's the diagnosis?
Fucked.
It looks fucking odd on camera.
My age, it's all the action you can get. The pistons had a falling out with a spark plug, which decided to have a big argument with a conrod. And now they're all just stuck together and they can't untangle themselves.
That's such bad luck for Jack, but I'm sure he's going to have a good year. So let's take a closer look at that Jade. So for me, this is the most interesting kart here today because I'm long-time friends with Jade, but they've brought some new developments and there's some real nice subtle things here. They've done a couple of sessions already. From my stopwatch, it looks pretty damn competitive straight away. I think they've already found a mile an hour or two. So I wanted to talk you through some of the details that I've spotted on the kart and go through them. Now, I think they've said, because they run twin KZ, they've always been, I don't know if it's been less power, but they've always struggled on top speed. So their aim was to sort of reduce drag. And like anything, you want less drag and as much downforce as possible. So let's have a quick look and see what the initial changes are that I've been able to spot, or really just watch them talk about it and then pretend that I know what I'm doing. So one of the first areas of development was the front fairing. Now, as I understand it, this area here is quite a sort of liable for high pressure. So what they found was that this Nassau panel, sometimes they are attached and they're over the fairing. So in effect, the sort of air goes in and it creates a lift and almost becomes like a parachute. So first thing is this Nassau panel goes under the fairing and there's some really nice contour in here to, I'm not sure exactly what effect it will have on the airflow, but the aim is to sort of clean up this area here. Now you see some cars in the background. Another thing is that, and we'll do some close up on this, this area here of the fairing and the fairings here, and I've tried to film it, it's quite difficult, is actually concave. I don't know exactly what they're trying to achieve with this, but it's an interesting detail. Maybe it's to reduce drag, but it's a nice subtle bit of detail that you might not see straight away. Another thing is this Nassau panel has been redesigned, and critically, the reason they redesigned this is they found with the old Nassau panel that it was throwing a lot of air this way, and the problem is when it's throwing air this way, it interferes with the airflow to the rear wing. So that now they've tried to stop that, because obviously with a driver in the middle and how much is exposed in a supercar, it's probably super difficult to get clean airflow in places where you exactly want it. And as you'll notice, they've now got twin sort of rear winglets. So they've done away with a single plane rear wing. Now the reason for that is, as I understand it, is basically because the airflow is so messed up behind the driver that it serves no purpose to have a sort of wing behind the driver. So they've gone for these two winglets, and then what they've done is they've tried to, with the Nassau panel being cleaned up, they've tried to clean up the airflow. As you can see here, you've got this sort of section here, clean airflow to the rear wing. Now the rear wing has a gurney flap as well, and yeah, there's some nice contouring here with a mud guard, they call it. So it's all about getting clean airflow to maximise the rear wing. Now I'm not an aerodynamics expert, so it's very layman terms here. There's a lot of more detail that goes on if you're into the CFD. So yeah, straight away it looks pretty good out of the box. It's the most drastic visual change in the paddock in terms of in Division 1, and seems to work quite well out of the box. Now it's a twin KZ as well, which I've already said. Now there is some work going on with the improvements on the floor, so there's a lot of gaps in the floor around the wheels, so that's all going to get closed up, I understand, and some cool stuff with the diffuser. And yeah, it will be interesting to see how it develops through the year. I think Ross Allen, I'm not sure how many races he's going to do, but hopefully he does a few, and it's, you know, we'll see how competitive it is with these updates. There's some other stuff going on as well that I've seen. There's a guy in 125s who's got some cool stuff on his kart, so let's go and take a look. Straight away, the sort of over-the-top bodywork is kind of different to everybody else. And underneath I had a quick nosy at the diffuser, because I'm like that. And it was kind of cool because it's got the normal diffuser and then it's sort of got two extra channels either side. Now, Aston Baker, he's the driver. What was funny is I was going, is this to secure the sort of main diffuser from the tyre squirt, and trying to be all technical, and what you said was basically, am I right in saying it was just because of the limitations on the chassis?
Yeah, just worked around where the chassis was.
I just thought it was really cool, and Aston, it's homemade as well, so that's the main thing.
Yeah, all homemade.
That's what it's about. That's what it's about, guys. So proper. We're over near where Lee Harpham's kart is, and you can get a good look at the front end. The MS kart's kind of interesting because the front fairing is a bit different than the Anderson side of things, so it's a bit wider, and be interested to know what difference that makes in balance at speed. But it's him, Liam Morley, who I think is the main rival, isn't here today, so I haven't been able to have a look at what they're doing. But yes, they look good out on circuit. And now what's quite interesting is you can have a bit of a look underneath, you see. And I don't know if you can see that. MS Kart have quite a, and Anderson as well, they have quite a basic diffuser. Things don't have to be complicated to be effective in the aerodynamics front. Jade have a bit more of a curvature in their diffuser, but I know is going to be updated and changed quite drastically. But it's interesting, you know, sometimes just get the basics right, and that's all you need. And as you can see, there's a myriad of shapes in the paddock. This one in particular is quite cool because it's a throwback to the 80s. Hopefully I can do something on this kart and this project in a future video. And yeah, check out this as well. This is from the last session of the day that I filmed, and this fella here, number 93, he has a big moment, and yeah, he saved it, so fair play to you. And this is a great place to watch, by the way. The speed they take through cops is incredible. Okay, thanks for watching. I hope you found that interesting. I hope to get to a few more Superkart meetings this year, because I think there's going to be some really good battles, some interesting technical stuff going on. I'm looking forward to seeing how Jade's aero stuff works, and their floor upgrades that I know are in the pipeline. Out there today, sorry, that was I saw something was going on there. Yeah, I mean, Jade looked quick, Lee Harpham looks very quick. Jack Tritton's engine is kind of new, so I don't really get a good measure of where he's going to be. There's a few other guys out there. Like I said, I'm still getting more familiar with Superkarts, so I don't know everybody by name, but I'm hoping to do a bit more on it this year. So if enough of you watch this video, Hopefully I'll get along to the Silverstone meeting. Hopefully get along to a few more. Definitely keeping an eye on Cadwell as well, because when I went there a few years ago, it was incredible. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy the video. And yeah, these things are so quick, man. It's unbelievable.